Hi everyone, well, fresh out of the box, and I mean literally, we have a new bottle to review. And this is a special release. We don't get many of these in New Jersey, certainly not at MSRP. We are going to review Wild Turkey, Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary release, 8-year-old bourbon. So this was a very special surprise today. I was up on my office in North Jersey. As I do oftentimes when I do drive to my office, I stop in Bottle King, which is a chain in New Jersey. I consider them right up there with Wegmans in terms of having fair prices, good bottles, but it's always hit or miss. Sometimes it could be nothing special, and sometimes you get this. There was a box on the floor, wasn't even opened, and I'm telling you that I got there like 9 o'clock. Just when they opened, probably the first customer in there, which I usually am, and this box is sitting there, and I said to the first person who works there that I can find, I said, would you mind getting me a bottle out of that? And they said, sure, hold on a second. They didn't even log it into their price system. I mean, it literally was just there. So I was patient, I waited a few minutes. Sure enough, he comes back, gives it to me. I said, what's the price? He says $47, which is right smack exactly what it should be, if not even a drop less. And even when I got to the counter, they didn't even have it logged in. They had to go check. I mean, so I was definitely first customer in there, first one to get this. And I wasn't expecting it, but at the same time, I had this in the back of my head. If it showed up, I would love to grab one. So we're going to review this one. I have not had a Wild Turkey special release before. Now, this is in honor of Jimmy Russell, who is the honorary master distiller, Wild Turkey. Been with the company 70 years. Which makes him the longest tenured spirits master distiller, I think, in the world. I know they did two previous special releases. In 2004, they did a 50th anniversary release for him. And in 10 years ago, I believe in 2014, they did a diamond release, 60th anniversary. That one I heard, from what I've read, was not as popular. The proof was 91 proof. The barrels were older, but I also believe it was also a lot more expensive. This actually, I do not believe one would think this is allocated. I understand there's a lot of stuff a lot of these bottles that are out there in supply. I'm not sure if it varies by state, but I don't think this one, from what I read, is going to be in short supply, at least not for the immediate future. Special releases eventually will sell out, but I think they have some good stock. So I saw this today, first time I saw it anywhere. The deal with this is the amped up special version, we'll call it, of Wild Turkey 101. So you got Wild Turkey 101, about $27, $29 in New Jersey. I think this is $20 more than that. But what this is not only has an 8-year-old age statement, but it also has, supposedly from reading, an additional blend of 8 to 9-year-old whiskeys that are hand selected from the rick houses that Jimmy Russell prefers. So that's really what this is. So I'm expecting this is going to be a better version, or a more refined version of Wild Turkey. And what's interesting is that if you go another step in terms of price, you have the Kentucky Spirit, which is the single barrel version of Wild Turkey. I've never had that. So this is basically right in the middle of the price points between the regular Wild Turkey 101 and the single barrel version of Wild Turkey 101. And I know there's also special versions of that. So this is right smack in the middle. For a special release that comes up once in a while, and so considering this is going to be a better version, we'll call it, of Wild Turkey 101, I thought that was a fair price, and I know it was right at MSRP, if not a couple of dollars less. It's the same mash bill as the regular Wild Turkey 101, which again is 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley, and I'm just trying to say, and that's basically the gist of it. But again, this is in honor of Jimmy Russell. This is a man who started at the age of 18 scrubbing floors of Wild Turkey to where he is today, being the most tenured master distiller in the world. So I am very anxious to get this open. This looks like, in terms of texture and the way the bottle is shaped, the tag, from far it looks very similar to, it's the same shaped bottle as the Wild Turkey 101. It is a special look. I think this is a nice looking bottle. What I'd like to do another time is compare it to the regular Wild Turkey 101. I know Bourbon Barry did a great video on that. But for now, I'm just going to focus on this one. In my head, I've had Wild Turkey 101 so many times. I have a pretty good feel how that tastes. Want to see how this one is. And then we'll do some comparisons. I have some other bottles I'd like to compare to this too. And of course, the 101. But let's get right into this special release right now. And just so you can see a close-up version of what the front of this bottle looks like. And on both sides, they have Jimmy Russell's signature 70th anniversary release, 1954 to 2024. Okay, we got this poured up. The cork is exactly the same as the regular Wild Turkey 101. It's basically the same bottle, so you really have the same glass, shape, design, cork, just the writing and all the the wording on the bottle is special, and the label is written differently. But in general, if you just felt the bottle blind, and you were just doing with your eyes closed, it does feel the same. But what matters is what's inside. I do like the bottle actually as designed, just like this. I can already tell that this is a very nice aroma coming out of this, and oh yeah, no, you can definitely tell. I'm going to compare these another time, but I am keeping the Wild Turkey 101. You got a very, very strong but very pleasant aroma coming out. Definitely in my mind, this is a little bit more pronounced in terms of the aroma than the regular Wild Turkey 101. Let's get right into the taste. Cheers. This is definitely a more well-rounded, robust flavor compared to the regular 101. Definitely drinks. I always say this about Wild Turkey 101, and I'll say this with this. This is absolutely the boldest 101 proof that you'll probably ever taste. I feel exactly that same way about the 101, the Wild Turkey 101, and as much, if not even more, about this. This is a bold pour, certainly for 101 proof. This is one of those that drinks above its proof, I feel. This is very nice. So really what you have here is you have the difference of a few things. So since this is definitely an 8-year-old age state, that means the youngest bourbons in here are 8 years old. But again, they say is the additional blend of the 8 to 9-year-old compared to the Wild Turkey 101, which is basically it's a blend of 6 to 8-year-old bourbons. So you definitely have at a minimum, they say 6 to 8. I'm thinking it's either somewhere in the middle or maybe on the lower side of that. So I'm thinking on average this is about around 2 years older than what's in a standard Wild Turkey 101. And you have barrels from preferred warehouses. So you got two things going on there. For $20 plus a special release above the regular Wild Turkey 101, something you're not going to have every day, I think it's worth it. Let's give this another taste. I'm definitely going to put these head to head, but certainly in my memory of just regular Wild Turkey 101, which I've had a lot of, this is definitely bolder. I think this is a more well-rounded. I think there's more flavor out of this. I think there's a lot more out of this than the regular one. And this for me, just in general, my Wild Turkey for me, I've grown to like Wild Turkey more. I think years ago, earlier in my journey, I don't know if it was too bold for me when I was just having maybe 86 to 100 proof. But I wasn't used to not be as fond of it. I have definitely grown to like Wild Turkey. I've had most of their products, except for some of them. Russell's 15, it's $450 by me. And I haven't had the Kentucky Spirit, which may be interesting to compare to this and the regular Wild Turkey 101. But Wild Turkey's certainly been a journey for me. I certainly can tell that just right now, this is certainly an improvement over the regular Wild Turkey 101, which I would expect. It's a tribute to Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary, 70 years as being with Wild Turkey and the longest tenured master distiller in the world. So this is definitely a good tribute. This is a really good bottle. I think this is a fair price for something like this, and I would definitely encourage you to grab this if you see it. Cheers, take care, thanks for watching.